Let's talk about your follow-up strategy today. So let's say you finally get that elusive meeting with a contracting officer, or small business rep, or a program manager, or someone like that in an organization. You finally had that meeting. The meeting went well. The meeting's over. Now what do? How do you follow up with them? See, one of the things that I learned early on in business is that most of the money in business is actually in the follow-up. Yes, the first meeting can go well. You can walk out of there with high fives and handshakes and all that kind of stuff. But regardless who you're meeting with, whether it's a client, whether it's a teaming partner, doesn't matter who it is, the money is in the follow-up. So how do you follow up? The first thing that I always do when I have a great meeting with somebody is I follow it up with an email. A simple email. Hey, it was great speaking to you about fill in the blank, and make some details in there about that conversation. One of the things we talked about in our conversation was fill in the blank, and actually talk about that. Another great thing to do is once you've had a meeting with a prospect, to tailor your capability statement and then send that to them. So if I was talking to the Air Force and most of my capability statements have a greenish color because that's just the color of the company, before I send that over to the Air Force, I'm going to change the color on my capability statement to blue. It's as simple as that. I'm going to use some blues because those are Air Force colors. If I had tanks on it, I'm going to switch it to airplanes. Some simple little things like that if I have those kind of graphics. If I have past performance on there, and I know we have Air Force past performance, but the one I've highlighted is the Army, I'm going to move the Air Force past performance to the top. If we talked about the fact that, hey, not only am I an SDVOSB, but I'm also a hub zone, and that would be really beneficial to the organization, I'm going to make sure those logos are on my capability statement. If I have 4 NAICS codes, but we zeroed in on one of those, I'm going to bring it to the top. I'm probably going to change the font 2 or 3 sizes so that it's highlighted, and I'm going to put that we specialize in that NAICS code. I'm going to put it right in their face. So when they see my capability statement, they go, wow, this is exactly what we talked about. These guys specialize in this service. They've got past performance with us. Yeah, this just jumps off the page, and now you've made a great impression. That's how easy it is to make a great impression. Now, from there, most people would say, well, Mike, I sent the follow-up thank you and all that kind of stuff, and then I never heard back from them. Well, it's not their job to reach back out to you. So one of the things that I would put in my email, it says, hey, we talked about XYZ, and I'd love to follow up with you on that. I'll reach back out to you in 2 weeks or whatever it is. You've already preset, I'm going to be reaching back out to you to talk about XYZ, whatever the thing is that you're talking about. Maybe there's a contract or something like that they mentioned. Hey, look for this RFP, look for this RFI. Mark that down on your calendar. And if you haven't seen it by the date they said, reach out to them. See, you need little reasons like that to reach out constantly, because a lot of times it takes multiple touches before you get the first contract. I think I've told this story before on here, but once again, real quick, it took me 7 years to get a deal with Tony Robbins Corporation. I wanted to work with them. I wanted to work in their business division. It took me 7 years of touches to make that happen. There's other clients I've had that have taken 2, 3, 4 years to get in with those clients. And that's the amount of effort it took. Just touch up after touch after touch after touch till finally something clicked and we were able to work together. So it's on you to continually follow up, make those phone calls, find things that are relevant, connect with them on social media, and respond to stuff they're posting on social media. So now you're emailing them, you're calling them, you're in their universe in LinkedIn, and so you're interacting all the time. You're more top of mind. And so stay on top of that. Continue to follow up with these people, ask them questions. And remember, It's not their job to necessarily follow up with you all the time. They may have other things going on. They may forget. They're human. It happens. It's your job to follow up. So the money is in the follow-up. Have a follow-up plan and things that you can talk about to them, and I guarantee you, you'll see more business out of it. If you have questions about this or would like to strategize about your follow-up, reach out anytime. We'll see you next time.